now, and I think now we can begin to move on to look at today's subject for discussion. As I pointed out earlier, I'm going to entitle this program Obama, the Objective Enemy of Africa. And Barack Obama went to Ghana, spent the whole 21 hours in Ghana, as I learned today. It wasn't even a day trip to Africa. Clearly it was a publicity stunt, but we have some questions to ask of Barack Hussein Obama as we objectively assess his enemy status to African people. I'll do some introductions until hopefully about 11 o'clock or soon after 11 o'clock, and then we'll open the line and I'll ask for sisters and brothers to just come and assist me with the analysis, to present your analysis, whether it's in agreement with the facts that I present or not. You're welcome to ring in and have your say on this subject. Now, there are too many things to put on this issue, but I'm going to put a couple of things just to get the ball rolling. Now, Barack Obama, we know that in U.S. Satan, so far has made no attempt to ban the Ku Klux Klan. So we do have to ask the question, why has he not banned this racist organization? Now, I'm going to read just a few lines very briefly. I'm not going to be answering the phone. There will be no disruption of this part of the program. So, for instance, in a paper written by one of our brothers, Sekou Nkrumah, based in Ghana, he points out to us that assuring African security is another fabrication. Sorry, let me read on. It says, Africans in U.S. Satan have been terrorized by such groups as the Ku Klux Klan for over 100 years, and the U.S. Satan government never took one step or passed one law outlawing the organization or ending the violence committed against African people. Even after chattel slavery, the U.S. government facilitated black codes which supported the Ku Klux Klan reign of terror on African people. That's a charge that's been made in the paper by Sekou Nkrumah, and so we ask the question, will Barack Obama ban the Ku Klux Klan? So far, he's shown no sign that he's willing to use his position as the president of U.S. Satan to defend the lives of African people from the Ku Klux Klan, even if he's not going to go so far at this stage as to defend us from the attacks of the state. At the very least, there should be no problem with an African president defending our people against the Ku Klux Klan. Surely everybody, apart from out-and-out racists, should agree with that. But Barack Hussein Obama has not taken any steps in that direction. Could he be a closet supporter of the Ku Klux Klan? Let's look at another charge that we put at the door of Barack Hussein Obama. Because you see, and these are historical charges that we put in front of him, U.S. Satan has supported African neocolonial tyrants. Does he apologize? Does he offer reparations from the U.S. Satan state coffers and other mechanisms under their control? In the essay, we see that the U.S. Satan has supported Mobutu of what was called Zaire, Hubert Boigny of the Côte d'Ivoire, Ian Smith of Rhodesia, which is now properly named Zimbabwe, Said Bier of Somalia, Arap Moi of Kenya, Hastings Banda of Malawi, Omar Bongo of Gabon. And military support was given to the racist apartheid regime of South Africa, in which hundreds of thousands of Africans were tortured, raped, and murdered in cold blood. So we asked the question, Barack Hussein Obama is aware of these things. Has he made any moves in terms of reparations, in terms of even apologizing on behalf of US Satan for these atrocities committed against African people? As we look historically again at US Satan, we see that US Satan has sponsored coups and wars in Africa. Again, we look at the charge here that since 1950 there have been 186 military coups in Africa and 26 wars, with many of them inspired by the CIA. In 1966, the CIA violently overthrew our first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Today, Obama is covering up the torture of by CIA investigators in Guantanamo Bay. The CIA murdered the Congolese Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba. Do we get an apology from Barack Hussein Obama for any of these things? I mean, in the case of Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, he was an absolutely outstanding leader of the Ghanaian people. He was democratically elected by the people of Ghana. He was overthrown by the CIA. Now, for anybody who wants to doubt that, I understand that there's some people that just don't know. I'm going to point you to the direction of a book. The title of the book is The Great Deception, subtitled The Role of the CIA and the Right-Wing Forces in the Overthrow of Nkrumah. So the book is called The Great Deception, and it's got a subtitle, The Role of the CIA and Right-Wing Forces in the Overthrow of Nkrumah. It is compiled by the Socialist Forum of Ghana. And in that book, it's a compilation. They haven't written it, actually. It's just a compilation. What they've done is they have published the CIA documents which have been released. So we can go through it page by page of the CIA documents, where the CIA documents admit that they were masterminding the coup against Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. So, I mean, these are things that I'm sure are possible to get on the internet also now that they've been declassified, but it's compiled in a book for anybody to read. I won't make reference specifically to the book. I won't look up any particular references in the book at this time, just to point people, I've got the book in my hand, just to point people in that direction, should anybody attempt to contest the fact that the CIA were involved in the overthrow of Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. And so the charge is laid at their door again, Barack Hussein Obama. I mean, do you apologize for the action of your predecessor, Lyndon Johnson, who on the 24th of February 1966 plotted and carried out the overthrow of the democratically elected leader of Ghana? He didn't just win one election, he won many elections with whopping great majorities. What say you, Barack Hussein Obama? Now those are just some examples of historical things, but there are also contemporary things that I want to draw our sisters and brothers' attention to. Now, for instance, in fact, I'll just focus on three things, really. The first is AFRICOM. And the question that we pose to Barack Hussein Obama, African president of US Satan is, will you stop and dismantle AFRICOM for the protection of your own sisters and brothers on the motherland? Now, for those people that don't have even the first clue of what AFRICOM is, and regular listeners to this program will certainly have some idea of what AFRICOM is and what it gets up to. And if you do want information on it, all you need to do is to go to www.pascs.org.uk on the internet, and there on the download essays there is an essay which goes under the title of Neocolonialism 2, and that essay gives a good basic account of AFRICOM and what it is.